Greetings and welcome to the Being Your Own CEO Success Circle. We get together because we like each other's company. We like experimenting together, sharing information, trying out new things, and sometimes we do a little business as well. So this morning we're going to be talking about videos and being on our website and what sort of an impact that has on SEO. And just in case anybody doesn't know what SEO means, it means search engine optimization. Okay, so we will, as usual, begin with doing our elevator pitches, because as time goes on, we are going to need them even more. So, David, you were here first, so let's hear it.
Hi, I'm Dave Flannery with Affordable Websites for Small Businesses, where we provide you. I messed it up. I need it in front of me. I got to learn it better. Anyway, I'm here in Rock Falls. I build websites for small businesses to make sure that they have simple and easy stuff. Weather is cold. It's like 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and wind blowing hard and raining. So anyway, back to you, LowellAnn.
Good morning, and wow, that sounds like it's. What are you waving at?
We are broadcasting on YouTube and the website quite well. So
Yeah, and
just wanted to make sure
Javita is here, so right on. Fred, I think you were the next one here. So how would you like to do your elevator pitch?
Certainly, LowellAnn. Thank you very much. I'm Fred Jones, the creator of Our Future Leaders, where we assist the younger generations to gain skills in communication and leadership to help them make a better world for all of us. So if you have anyone who may be interested in working with youth from half an hour to running regular meetings, please let them contact me. Reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to them. I'm currently in Langford, which is the warm part of Victoria, according to Jay, but my phone says it's 9 degrees and cloudy.
Right.
Here on Vancouver Island, I should say, on the west coast of Canada, just in case they don't know where Langford and Victoria is. Over to you, LowellAnn.
Langford is a suburb of Victoria. Oh dear. Well, welcome here, Fred. And let me see, Vivek, I think you were next.
Namaste. My name is Vivekananda. Literally, it means wisdom and happiness. I am proud to share my belief with Steve Jobs and Leonardo da Vinci, who said simplicity is the ultimate in sophistication. I aim to bring time-tested wisdom and happiness together into your business and life by unifying, simplifying, and amplifying simple technology and tools. Together at Wake, we wake up our potential. So that's my elevator pitch. I am in Reading, England, United Kingdom. The weather has been up and down, up and down. It goes into positive territory. Suddenly it dips into negative and then goes back into its.
Yeah. It's an uncertain time of year, isn't it?
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Right on. Now, I really don't know who was next now. I think it might have been Javita. So, Do you want to introduce yourself, Javita?
Hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, because there is some setting problem going on, so my microphone is not working sometimes. So I'm Jivita from India, and I'm a Reiki master teacher, and you can find me on reikiamazes.com.
Right on. And I'm so glad you decided to join us in person this morning.
Yes, and I'm really happy that we are here with Paul also.
Yeah. And there, I was just letting Jay in as well. So, so welcome here. And now I don't know whether it was Paul or Alana, but we probably should do the ladies first thing. So away you go, Alana.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alana, coming to you from Ireland. My business is ALB Digital Marketing Solutions, where I write content and copy to increase sales and conversions for small businesses.
Right on. I'm so glad you look and sound like you have recovered.
I have recovered, and it was 2 weeks of hell that I am glad to put behind me. And for anyone who hasn't had COVID already, you know what? I actually said to someone, I would like to get it over with. And then right after that, I came down with it. So
Be
careful what you wish for. Yeah. Because I was worried I was going to get it before my trip. And I thought, wouldn't it be great just to get it now and get it over with? And then boom, there it was. So there you go. Careful what you wish for.
Oh, dear heaven. Well, I'm certainly glad you've recovered. So
yeah, me too. Thank you.
Yeah. So Paul, now Paul is in my neighborhood, so welcome here, Paul. Long time no see. Would you like to do your elevator pitch?
Sure. Yeah, your luck ran out today because here I am. So our company is TTG International Management, and as your company goes down its path of growing its business and running and operating your business, sometimes you need a little guidance to help you make the decision of which way or which path to follow. And other times you need some heavy lifting. You need somebody to come in and really just do the job while you beef your business up to take care of it. And that's what we do. Just think of us as your business Sherpas.
Right on. Okay. Thank you, Paul. And Jay, do you want to introduce yourself? So we didn't all know who you are? Oh, I don't think he's there. So I will finish off with my elevator pitch. I love supporting retired third agers who are experiencing overwhelm, uncertainty, procrastination as they take their first steps toward creating an online business. With my solopreneur coaching service, you can choose the level of support that makes the most sense to you. Done by you, done with you, or done for you. To find out more, be sure to visit my website at LowellAnn.com. So here we are, having practiced our elevator pitches. We all know that networking events are starting to open up, and so that's the reason we're concentrating on getting those down so that they say what we want them to say and we're comfortable giving them. So right on. So this morning we're going to talk about videos and websites, and I might, as a little piece of context, mention, there's an announcement and a little piece of context, both. And that was that we have made the decision that we will meet once a month going forward on the first Tuesday of the month. And at the same time, as I was mentioning this to everyone in the group, I was asking for topics that would be of interest. And Matthew stepped forward with a topic that he wanted to know more about. Why is it that videos have a huge impact on the value and the SEO for your website? So I happened to mention that to Jay as we were chatting about something else, and he said, "Oh, I'd like to talk about that." So welcome here, Jay. And so before we get into it, I thought it might make sense to throw it out to everybody in the group. Why would you want to? Why is it of value to put a video on your website? Ideas, folks?
Because typically people don't want to deal with a faceless corporation. They want to deal with a company which has a face, like face.
Personalizing it.
Yes.
Aha. Right on. That's certainly, I think that's a very good reason. Yeah. David?
They're not wanting to have to read as much. They can get, if they can get the information from the video, it saves them time.
On the other hand, I have a couple of friends that would rather read everything than watch a video. So we do have to do both.
That may have something to do with the accents and the language that is spoken as against written, the differences in the two, and one's ability to grasp.
Yeah. It could very well be, and my friend tells me the reason she wants it written, she needs to see it written in a linear way so that she can understand things. Yeah, so that's interesting.
Well, I think that, we have 5 senses. And so the more of the senses you can engage, the better the retention is. If I could add touch and smell to and taste to my videos, I'd be right on. I'd be a happy camper.
Like scratch and sniff stickers back in the 80s, right?
Yes. So it appeals to more than one sense. Yeah, perfect. Any other reasons that you can think of? Javita?
I think there are many people who are visual people like me, and because of YouTube, we can easily access videos nowadays.
Aha. They're really, really easy to yeah. One idea that pops into my mind is that more and more people are using their mobiles, and somehow videos work a heck of a lot better on your mobile than text, for sure. Yeah. Anybody else have any other ideas about why they...
Adding on to what you just said, LowellAnn, these days you find that your mobile phone has overtaken your good old desktop PC in terms of computing power. It has a lot more computing power than your desktop PC. So it makes sense to make use of that in an effective way.
So any other ideas, Alana or Fred? Anything come up for you that hasn't been mentioned?
I was just thinking in terms of value. So when I'm looking at videos, I'm looking for value. So if I'm watching something, the longer the video is, the more value it should give you. And so like if you're watching something short, like it should be short. If it's an introduction into whatever, it should be short. So that's where I'm coming from there.
So, yeah, so well, the value.
So say for instance, you're watching a tutorial, obviously you need that to be a longer video, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's a short video, like welcome to my website, then it shouldn't be any more than say 2 to 3 minutes. And I know this is probably further down the line from our discussion, but that's where I was going in my head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Fred, anything come up for you?
Yes, I think one phrase that always comes to mind is a picture is worth 1,000 words. And if you can show something that is relevant to the topic, that helps. When I say that, it means a picture or something as well in your videos. And also, as I think Vivek said, it's important to put a face to who it is. I think that's, people appreciate that. And last but not least, I think we're in the era of video. If you come down to it, I mean, we've all grown up starting, I guess most of us had television when we were young. I didn't until I was 13. There wasn't television in the town I lived in. But anyway, it has become, and you can get a message across quite quickly if you want, at least grab their attention if you know how to make a video. That I'm sure Jay would be able to tell us all the secrets of making a video that captures their attention and makes them want to do some action, take some action to it. So there's a lot of methods or reasons to use that method. Although, as you said, LowellAnn, everybody sees things through their own experience and their own vision. Some people just want to read.
Yeah.
So you got to be aware that even though you can get to people there, not everybody sees or hears and reads the same thing. So you got to use multiple methods to get through to people. And it's a great method. So yeah.
Well, and following on that, of course, if you're developing your website, you're doing it with your target audience in mind, realizing what their style is and the way they like to receive information, for sure. Alana, I think I saw you wave.
Yeah, as Fred was talking, it occurred to me that if you have a video on your website, your visitors stay on it longer, or can stay on it longer, which increases your stats in Google Analytics. So that's a more technical reason to have video on your website, especially if they're long.
However, I think Jay and I had a conversation about this quite some time ago, as I was making adjustments to my website. If you've got a YouTube video on your website, chances are they might have found it there, but they'll open it up and they'll go watch it in YouTube rather than staying on your website. So, you might get the traffic, but maybe not the longevity thing. Yeah. So Jay, given all these reasons that we've all identified, can you think of any that we haven't covered? Why we would want to put a video on our website?
Absolutely. I mean, those were all great, valid points. There's not one point better than the other, so to speak. But, I kind of break it down to four main reasons. Number one is to address more than one audience. So as others have mentioned here, that maybe you have a younger audience that it prefers to watch content versus read content. Or perhaps there is someone who has a visual impairment and prefers to hear the content versus, having the inability to read the content. So that's one reason. Reason number two is to build trust. So by building trust, you have additional sources of, like what Paul was mentioning, different senses that are, being used for the content. So basically showing you that you are the authority, even if it's not even your own video. If you select a video from YouTube and then embed it onto your page or your post, that's going to build up authority of not only the site itself, but the person who authored the site. Another one is to invoke emotions, because it's hard to invoke an emotion or create an emotion. It's not impossible, but it's hard to do that with just straight up content. But by using video, whether it's your own or not, you get to see mannerisms, you get to see, hand gestures, facial movements, voice fluctuations, all sorts of things like that, which can then invoke emotions. And then the fourth one is as for SEO purposes. So as what Alana was mentioning, the reason why people might stay on the page longer is because there is a video, and because there is where they can just play a video. Now, this is situational as per what you were mentioning, LowellAnn, where, if it's just a video and no content behind it or above or below it, then perhaps they would then just click on the video title to go to YouTube and just watch it right on their app. But if it's nestled in between content, then perhaps they will just watch it. Also, if it's a shorter video, then they'll typically stay on there. So those are my kind of four main reasons as to why I think I think video is awesome. Primarily also with the SEO part, it does help you get ranked in Google, not only for the search engine or the term that you're trying to rank for, but also it will, assuming you have the kind of SEO components to it, primarily what's called a video sitemap, it will give you a little thumbnail, in the search engine listing. So if I Google something and then I see a little video thumbnail, I can click on that thumbnail, which then takes me to my website. And then from there, it will have the video there. The other thing is with something called rich snippets, it gives you the ability to create a little author tag within the search engines, and it'll say uploaded by, and then whoever created the video. So if it's not your own video, just be aware that it'll say uploaded by, and then whoever authored the video, that will show up in the search engines. And I can give you an example at some point in today's presentation. So, but I got a PowerPoint slide. Dave, you want to kind of bring that up that I sent it to you? That'd be great. No, I'm just kidding, Dave. I'm just kidding. I see Dave's like, it's my month long.
What email did you send it through Basecamp? Where am I going?
It's my April Fool's Day. That's a month late.
Well,
no, I needed some adrenaline. You gave it to me.
No, there you go. Welcome to B12, huh?
Well, and just getting to, I hope you're going to say more about this video sitemap, because I just learned something about video sitemaps within days ago and don't fully understand it. But going back to the reasons you said about evoking emotions, and sometimes I think, they talk about, decisions get made via emotions before the rational mind pops in. And you can easily tell stories or communicate a story verbally, visually, I think, than much more easily than you can with text. So I think that's a really important piece. Yeah. So, but what is it? What exactly is a video sitemap?
So a video sitemap is when, sorry, just one sec here. All right, so it's basically a spreadsheet. Okay, it's a spreadsheet of all of your web pages that have a video embedded onto the site. So very similar to your normal sitemap. the it gives you the ability to actually, let me just show it to you.
So the sitemap lists all the pages and posts, right?
Correct. That have video on it.
And then the video site,
yes.
the video sitemap has lists all the pages or posts that have a video on them.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the next question is, what do you do with that video sitemap?
Alrighty, let's take a look here. So I'm just going to share my screen just to let everyone know.
Yeah, perfect.
So now, inherently, a website can't create a sitemap by itself. It needs an additional tool. And typically your SEO plugin for WordPress will facilitate this. So just to kind of give you an idea, so I just Googled this term, Matilda Jane MLM review, and I'm going to click on the videos part right here.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay. So now if we look position number 2 here, so if we take a look at the search engine listing, it doesn't say YouTube, it says, affiliateresources.org. And then there's the video right there. Okay. So then there's the author. That's me. And then you see here, Matilda Jane, and then the date. So now if I click on that link, it takes me to the post, but here is the video itself. So you see there's the thumbnail.
Yep. Yep.
And then there's the video. So that's the result of the two things working. One is your video sitemap, and 2 is what's called the rich snippets. So first off, the sitemap. So I'm inside of a plugin called All-in-One SEO.
Right.
And the sitemaps here is an extension of that plugin. So if I go in there, you see here at the top, I have a variety of different sitemaps. So this is my general sitemap. So if I open that up, it'll show, different sections of my particular sitemap. So if I go post sitemap, shows me all the blog posts, shows me how many images are in there, and so on and so forth. So now here's my video sitemap. So if I go open video sitemap, it's the same kind of spreadsheet. Now, if I go into the post video sitemap, it'll show me which blog posts have videos embedded onto the site. Okay. So if we take a look here, so it says Pink Zebra MLM review. So I don't even know if I'm right for that one yet.
What the heck?
All right, so there I am there.
What the heck is Pink Zebra?
Well, why don't you head to the website and find out?
Find out.
Let's see if I'm in there. Aha, there we go. Okay, so I Googled the term, went to videos, and you could see here it is there. Okay.
Right on.
Yeah, and now if I go to all, you can see it's there up on the top. But here's that little thing I was mentioning. Uploaded by Pink Zebra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it even gives the date.
Yep. So the date is
when it was.
Sure the date is when the
video was created. No,
it was when the post was last updated. The blog. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So basically, your video sitemap helps you get in Google with the little thumbnail and gives all that little rich snippet data. So now if I go into one of these posts, so I'll just go into this one. Can you tell I've been researching French bulldogs as a niche with all the ads?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So if we take a look, I'll just scroll right to the bottom, but you can see here's the video right here. Okay. There's no extra coding behind it. This is just a normal embed.
Yeah.
But if I go down to the bottom, so here's all the, just the general meta title, meta description. my socials, my schema, and that's it, right? So advance. So there's nothing, extra that I did
Right.
other than just embed the video and ensure that the sitemap knows that the video is inside this site. And that's it. Then the video sitemap takes care of the rest. It puts all the little extra bits of coding inside the post for me.
And so, Jay, if you do a new, let's say a new post that's got a video in it, and it gets added by the video sitemap, would you then go to and post it for the URL inspection thing? We can't hear you.
Any major change that you put onto your post, I would do a URL inspection.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But other than, yeah. So, I mean, that's what I do and it's, you just go into your search console and you go inspect URL just update the change and that's it.
So when you're doing that in URL inspection, do you do just an all URL sitemap, or do you separate it out and just do the video sitemap?
I see. Okay. So let me jump into Search Console. Sitemaps. So the sitemap, because this particular site has more of an authority figure in the search engines, I don't manually update the sitemap as often. Okay. But if it was a newer site and I started updating content and I started adding videos and posts, yes, I would go in and do a video sitemap update.
Okay. Right on. Well, there's a piece I sure didn't have put together in my mind. How about the rest of everybody?
And you can actually see the rich snippets working. So if you go to search results, now the verbiage in this part might be different than in yours, right? So go here. You can actually create a filter, and you can go search appearance here. So click on that little new button.
Yeah.
Search appearance, and you see here it says video.
Oh, okay.
And you go apply. And then it shows you the search engine terms that trigger a little video snippet. So for example, there's our pink zebra again. Is pink zebra an MLM? So if I Google that, it's saying, yes, that term has triggered a video sitemap right there. Right on. So I can go through here and I would actually change the date to 28 days versus 3 months.
Yes.
And then you'll see there. So I have 69 different queries. Here we go. Best domain. So there's a new one. I didn't know that was ranking. And then if you're not sure like what URL that is, which I actually don't.
You better put it into Google and find it, huh?
Well, I can do it where I can just click on the term.
Oh, okay.
Like this. And now I just go to this part here that says pages. Because when I clicked on that, it created another filter right here.
Yeah. Saying
single this term out. Now I can go to page. And I go, oh, well, how to choose a domain name for an affiliate website. Perfect. So here it is. So what that tells me, and let's just take a quick look here. So that's ranking for 6 keywords. So now I can go, oh, there's our old friend Matt Cutts. So this tells me that I can probably go back to this particular post, make some changes, improve it up a little bit, and see if I can get some additional rankings. So here's what it's currently ranking: domain name for affiliate marketing, best domain name for affiliate marketing. So I'm seeing a lot of best domain names. And if we take a look at the title, how to choose a domain name for an affiliate website. So I might want to consider making some changes here.
Yeah.
And even changing the video as well to make it more appropriate. So that's, the advantage of looking inside of Search Console under that little video filter. It gives you perhaps new ideas to create new types of content.
Bring it on.
There we go. Yeah, the magic and wonders of Search Console is pretty spectacular. And then if you've kind of gone down the rabbit hole with all of these filters, just go back to your home up here, back to search results, and it clears it.
Right.
But there you go.
So it's sure, but getting back to this whole thing about having videos on your website and why you would want to, I think that's really something really worth thinking more about for sure.
Yeah. Any questions?
Alana.
So 2 questions. One, is the reason why the owner of the video is listed so that they can get credit? Is that it? So that they don't lose credit for creating the video? And 2, if you post someone else's video on your website, will you lose Google Juice?
So good questions. Number one, the reason why they do that is they're actually just extracting the metadata from the actual video. So it's not, and I don't think they're doing it for any like credit or whatever. Well, it's just to credit the video itself. So I think it's indifferent as to who it is. So it's just a machine grabbing the data right from the video, from the YouTube video. 2, did you say lose or gain?
Lose
Google Juice if it was someone else's video?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. In fact, you gain Google Juice if it was any video. Doesn't matter whose video it is.
Is that simply because you're sharing and it's the process of sharing? So the more it's shared, then the more.
Yeah. So like the technical part behind it is there's more rich snippets in there. So Google likes that kind of stuff. And it helps break up the monotony of content in general, keeps people on the page longer. So it's just a huge SEO benefit.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Vivek.
So that brings me to the question, if it is easy to embed someone else's video and still gain Google Juice, is it worth creating your own video at all?
So another great question. So, a lot of people choose not to create videos for whatever reason. Oftentimes people can't hear my thick Canadian accent, so I choose not to do too many videos. So for whatever reason, people, don't want to do videos and then they decide to use someone else's video. So is it advantageous from a brand perspective? Absolutely. Because then that brand of the website is creating the video, and also you're actually creating a second internet property on YouTube. And then you can, on that YouTube video, you can create a link point back to the web page, the post or the page that has the video embedded. So there is there are definite advantages to having your own video on there versus someone else's video. So someone else's video is the quick fix. Your own video is the build.
Interesting. Wow. So,
is it a new? I have never heard about video sitemap. So, is it a new development or what?
It's been around for, I think maybe a year, at least with that particular plugin, with all-in-one SEO. There have been video sitemaps around for a couple of years, but it's only now become more mainstream and implemented into certain plugins. I don't know if other plugins have it, just because I don't use other SEO plugins, but I'm sure Rank Math has it, and Yoast, and I don't know if the SEO framework has it or not, but yeah. So I should mention that the all-in-one SEO video sitemap is it's a paid part of, it's the paid version of all-in-one SEO.
That
And
you heard me
more
thinking. Go ahead, Javita.
And I think it's most important that they are now showing up in the Google Search Console, so that specific video information, data about it.
Yeah. So now that you can create that filter, you can get some really good, decent data as to what I like to do inside a Search Console is I cross-analyze pages or posts that do not have video and look at their average rankings, and look at other pages and posts that do have videos and look at their rankings and see if there's any kind of main difference. And in my experience, there is a difference with videos on the pages and posts, meaning a positive influence. So your rankings are better.
Yes, I noticed that whenever you embed a video, you easily rank on the Google.
Yeah.
Means that's my observation. Whenever you have a video embedded on your post, it helps you better ranking in the search engines.
Yeah, it almost always does. And in some cases, you'll get what's called a blended result. So where you don't have to click on the video part of the top. So oftentimes it's the how to do something type of keywords that have the global search results, where you'll see video results right within the search results. So those are the great ones, because then they also curate you to click on your thing on your page result without going into the video tab.
There's to this whole video thing in Google is to my mind is really valuable to know, and it's something that I think a lot of us have neglected sort of looking into. Yeah.
It's too bad Matthew isn't here.
Yeah, he was the one that wanted to know.
Don't share the video.
He was the one that asked the question. Yeah.
Share it to everyone but him. Block him.
No.
So, Jay, can you talk a bit about either client testimonials or client experience videos, about both capturing them and getting them up on your site?
So I'll have to be upfront and say that I don't use client testimonial videos, and nor do I encourage clients to do it. But that's just my own personal preference, because you to get a client to do a video is like, I mean, God's easier to get a hold of than to get them to do something like that, So, and then when they do it, hello, my name is Jay. I like to express my, so it's always a little bit challenging. If I were to do something like that, I would do interview style. So I would do it where I'm talking to them and asking them questions, and then do a post-production of going frame by frame, or even just do a Zoom side by side and doing it that way. Mm-hmm. So from there, I would do, I would embed, I would actually create, depending on the length of the testimonial, I would create, if it was like a couple minute video, I would have it so that each individual testimonial would have its own dedicated page. I would create a testimonial category within the site so that you can kind of nest all of these different testimonials within the site, and then they can click onto each individual page. I think the proper person to ask that question in terms of experience would be the person right here. And hopefully I'm pointing to Dave for everyone.
I've unmuted because I got quite a few testimonials, but see, I have a captive audience. We go to closing as a real estate agent, we go to closing, and those people are the most happiest people and are more willing to give me a testimonial at that time. My experience is if I let them get away from that moment, my capture rate goes way down. As far as the quality of the videos, most of my videos aren't, they seem to be fairly active. They run anywhere from 36 seconds to a minute. We don't go much longer than a minute. And I try to get them to tell me about their experience. And I'm not having as much success with that as what I normally do. Or as I would like, I should say, as I normally do, as I like. It's very, they kind of lose track of where they're going, and they don't go through the whole experience. Because what I'm looking for is someone, we may have had trouble getting their home, but we came up with the solutions to get their home so that they could get it and get it on time. That's the kind of, we want to be the problem solvers and stuff like that. And I'd like to have them do that. But most of the time they say, oh, Flannery's are great. They do a great job. They're great realtors. They make you feel like you're family and so forth and so on. And so maybe I need to go to the interview style like Jay is saying. And I will get what I want then. So, but I have them posted on my homepage, and doing individual pages is not a bad idea. I'll have to look into that and see if I can structure that up and get something built around that. Thanks, Jay.
It's a great idea to do it that way. I never used to have any difficulty getting text testimonials, but I can see where there might be people, especially in the coaching field, that might be reluctant. Yeah, for sure. Any other questions from the group?
Just an observation, because if you're doing testimonials like what Dave was doing, you are capturing the emotion, which I think is really effective.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can capture that emotion, you're flying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I usually do a Facebook post announcing that we have a new testimonial, and I get 130 to 140 people looking at these videos. So it really, people enjoy watching them and seeing their friends and on the video and so forth and so on. And it's very successful. And you're right. That's why I like doing it at closing, because they're on an emotional high at that point. Like I said, there's nothing like getting your key, say, hey, now tell me how good a job I did, please.
Well, but it would be really, the interview would be really easy to structure, Dave. You could have maybe 3 questions already prepared, and that would work. Yeah. Right on.
And usually I take them with my phone, so I just stand behind the phone and get them to answer it, and then later I could take one. If I wanted to get involved, I could just take me at a different time asking the questions and splicing those together. Yeah, that's always fun.
That reminds me, a number of years ago. So I'm affiliated with a website called Wealthy Affiliate, which teaches internet marketing, and every year, people who qualify, they earn 300 sales within calendar year. They get to go to Vegas at a small conference. And one year, Kyle Carson, who are the co-founders, and I set up a system to get people to leave testimonials. And it was actually where we had set up a tripod camera where people would sit on a chair, a club chair, and leave a testimonial, and we would leave the room so that they didn't feel awkward, us kind of looking at them. And some of the funniest footage I've ever seen, you know, where people were saying like, "Oh, you know, bleep," and they're just, you know, and they're just really uncomfortable. And there's one guy named Steve that he was so uncomfortable and so awkward that every year afterwards we would play that video.
Oh, you didn't.
On all the televisions the year after, and every time he came in, he'd like, "Oh my God." It was brilliant. But the thing is, like, everyone that comes, we all know each other,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So it was great. Like one year we were in a suite that had a bowling alley, and it had a cluster of 9 TVs on the wall. So all of those TVs had Steve's testimonial on there. So it was great. I think that's probably why I don't encourage to do testimonials, or nor do I do my own testimonials for other people. So I don't want my face peppered all over Vegas walls. So,
what a dirty trick. Wow.
well, you know, us affiliate marketers, we have no morals. So
Right on.
yeah. But you know, the good thing is that he did find it quite humorous every year. So
Oh,
yeah.
well, it was
He thought it was really funny.
It was attention.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Vivek, I thought I saw you wave that you had a question or something to say.
Yeah, I was. How about how-to videos? What kind of topics are more beneficial, and how to? This is going to sound a bit weird question. How to create a how-to video?
Yeah, that's a very valid question. Obviously, it's going to depend on the topic. Okay.
Of course.
So for example, let's do something simple, like how to connect your Bluetooth headset to your Android phone. So that would be based off of a Google search. So, you know, and say, "Hey, my name is Vivek, and today I'm going to show you how you can connect your Bluetooth headset to your Android phone. Let's get started." And then have a little intro. It says, "Hey, my name is Vivek, and my business is this and this and this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Buttons are down below. Let's get into the topic of today." So, and then you go through the topic, and you say, you know, and it's very linear. Step 1, here's what you want to do: is you want to make sure that your Bluetooth is charged. Step 2, you want to make sure your Bluetooth is on your phone. You know, show 3 people, you know, through it and stuff like that. And it's just as simple as that. It's just kind of going step 1, step 2, step 3. And you always want to have, I think, in those types of videos, an intro and an outro. Okay, these are also called bumpers. But yeah, intro and outro. So your intro is always going to be the same. So I always have an intro in my webinars. It's always the same words that I use. And so that consistency is key. And then you have the individual part of the video, the meat of the video, if you will. And then the outro. So, you know, "Hey, thanks for watching. Once again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. My name is Vivek, and you've been watching Vivek Wake Technology, making you woke."
So you must hear my thoughts or something. Because I was going to ask you, I mean, in those examples that you gave, you did the CTA at the beginning and the end, both.
Yeah, because you need to remind people several times, you know. And as Paul probably knows, in the world of sales, there's 7 no's equals 1 yes. So the more often you say like, share, and subscribe, the more likely they will do it.
Mm-hmm. So good, but that sounds like it's a nice little short sort of thing. Yeah, and not with a lot with not a lot of fluff. Yeah, right on. So Javita, I saw you wave.
Yes, I have a question for Jay. If affiliates do not have any moral, Then why W never teach about black hat SEO?
I was just kidding about that.
Yes, I know that, but I want to hear it from you.
I couldn't make out the question.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay. Any other questions? So let's do a summary before we. I'm looking at my clock. What is the time? Oh, we're getting close
6
to.
minutes. Yeah.
Yes, we're getting close to an hour. Gosh, that how time flies by. So, as a summary, those four reasons why you would want to put a video on your website, so that you take care of more than one audience, that you build trust, that you can evoke emotions and fulfill your SEO goals. Yeah, and I just think that from what I've heard about this whole video sitemap, I need to go in and look at my website and do some work yet again. So I think we're about to close. Any parting comments from anyone? Fred, I usually ask you if you want the last word.
As always, I appreciate that. A lot of things come to mind. One is a lot of people are afraid of getting in front of a camera. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be a challenge if you want to create your brand. So there's a lot of topics that could be covered. I remember one of my first videos I tried to create. I knew a videographer. He put up the camera. I had a script and I must have done it 20 times trying to get it right. It was unbelievable. Then I realized it doesn't really matter. You don't have to be perfect. And so now I've created, on Notes of a Nomad, 116 videos. And there's normally one shot, and I do use filler words, and I stumble here and there, but that's me, and that's it, and the purpose doesn't matter. So the more you do, the better it gets, and you're trying to send a message, whatever it is. Maybe it's just informing people, maybe it's a call to action. Whatever it is, you'll get better as you do it, and it's communication, so you have an opening and a body and a conclusion. Mm-hmm. If you're writing, if you're videoing, if you're just doing a podcast, it's always the same formula. It just depends what you put in that formula, the opening, body, and conclusion. And even, Jay said that. I'm glad Jay was here. It's good to see him again. Blew my mind on how little I know about SEO. And I don't use it very much, if at all. And I can see the advantages, but it's like, to me, a rabbit hole that I don't want to go down. I don't have time to go down that rabbit hole, but I understand how important it can be. So there was a lot of things passed through my mind: making videos, SEO, what are you trying to do? But videos are a part of life, and it's something we should not ignore. So I've said, like Notes of a Nomad, I'm on video number 116 now. So I don't think they're getting any better, but doesn't worry me to get in front of a camera and just shoot something and throw it up. Mm-hmm. So there we are. I'm trying to make a legacy for my grandchildren to say, who the hell was my grandfather? That's basically the objective of that exercise. Okay. Anyway, really great, and was good to see so many people today. It was wonderful to see a number of people.
So
well
it's all because of Jay.
So we want to. I want to thank Jay for offering to come and for sharing what he shared. Oh my goodness! What happened? Something happened. It looked like somebody was disappearing, and everything went crazy. Anyway, so thanks so much. And before we close, I usually finish us off by reminding everyone it's important to do what you love with passion. And we will see you the first Tuesday of June. And you will just have to stay tuned to find out what the topic will be then. So bye for now, and see you in June. So I'm going to do my outro.